Getting to the money, I be getting to the back. People think I'm funny cause I always make them laugh. I ain't even being funny, I be really spitting facts. I'm about balance and I got talents. Every challenge I overcome. Low-key is savage, never be average. Give me a task and I'll get it done. Minding my business whenever I come in. I'm hitting in business while I'm having fun. I ain't worried about winning, boy, that would be dumb. Cause there's no competition, I already won, huh? Yeah.
Peace, 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 family. How you all doing? I hope all is well with you. My name is Keisha. I'm the owner of Astrologiks, and I am your astrology coach. Today, I am going to be discussing the Scorpio full moon happening on May 12th. But before we jump into that, I just want to show you where this is happening for you. And so anytime you have a full moon, it'll always oppose the sun. And that is in Taurus. It's also opposing Uranus. And so this is going to be a very electric Uranian full moon. I kind of like this vibe. It's a little different. And so anytime you are looking at the sign the full moon is in, you also have to look at what planets it's ruled by. And so you want to also look at Pluto, and you want to look at Mars. And they're also in opposition to one another. That's just a big theme that everybody was talking about. And so you can go back to my past videos. I did Mars and Leo opposite Pluto and Aquarius. We might talk about it a little bit in here, but I'm trying not to make the videos too long. And so Mars is the ancient ruler of Scorpio, and Pluto is the modern ruler of Scorpio. And it's crazy because Pluto, Aquarius is ruled by Uranus, and also Saturn, which is over here. And Mercury is also opposing this full moon. This is a lot of alchemy, guys. If you really, really, really want to, if this was ever a time that you wanted to make some serious, serious, serious changes in your life, this would be the one right here. I'm not going to lie, it's not going to be easy for a lot of people just because it's fixed energy. And so what we're really doing is breaking free from old, stuck, stagnant patterns that have been keeping us in isolation, fear, not knowing who we are, identity crisis, being afraid to be who we are, a step in our power, the true Phoenix rising, which is just being authentic and not caring about what other people have to say about us, Pluto and Aquarius on the lower vibration, right? Becoming a leader, Mars and Leo, allowing the spotlight to be on you and knowing how to take action, you know? Mars and Leo is definitely about taking a risk. No risk, no reward. And so our fears could be holding us back from becoming our true authentic self or taking some kind of leadership role, doing something different, thinking outside the box, being innovative, creative, you know, and now's the time to really do that. And then you have Saturn, which is about building some kind of structure. It's also releasing and letting go. Full moons are about releasing and letting go. So that we can build something on solid ground, Saturn, a structure. a legacy, foundation, being grounded, standing in our power, um, becoming more mature, not being afraid of the responsibilities that come with a higher role, elevating, um, um, an elder, some kind of wisdom. Um, I love this. I love this full moon. Actually, I think this is going to be the best one yet. And again, it's not going to be easy. It never is when you're breaking free from something or when there's change. Uranus is shaky, electric, um, with Pluto, with Scorpio, it's explosive, you know, it's unexpected, but it's exciting, and so that Leo energy could also be just like tapping into your inner child. You know how children are just so innocently, authentically who they are and innocently say whatever it is that comes to their mind. Like Leo is like, do that. Allow that to overcome you, not the fear. Um, and Uranus is going to help you see something more clearly. The Sun in Taurus is going to help you see something more clearly. It's going to highlight pain, fear, um, not feeling accepted, all those kind of things that we kind of push underneath the rug or avoid, or, you know, things of that nature. Um, and then you also have Jupiter that's going to be squaring the North Node and all this over here. This is a square. It's like this is a square to the North Node, which is your mission and purpose in this lifetime collectively, with Saturn, Neptune, Venus. They're all kind of pretty close, to be quite frank. Um, and it's bringing in ideas, solutions, choices, opportunities, luck, abundance, again, wisdom. And then you have Mercury that's going to allow you to speak about it. Now, do want to be careful for how you're speaking about it, because I can assure you this can come with some arguments, disagreements, um, people who aren't going to be so happy for you, and jealousy, envy. Um, it is what it is, right? Uh, Try not to focus too much on that kind of stuff as much as you can, but um, essentially, that's the Scorpio full moon in a nutshell. But let's look at what we got going on here a little deeper. Okay, so again, the Scorpio full moon is going to be at 22 degrees on May 12th. Scorpio and Aries will feel this the most, really any fixed sign, but the reason why Aries is incorporated here again, because Mars is the ancient ruler of Scorpio. And so anytime there's any major Mars energy, it affects Scorpio and Aries. But the fixed signs are Scorpio, Taurus, Leo, and Aquarius. And they'll be feeling this the most, but everybody has Scorpio somewhere in their chart. And so you want to look at what house Scorpio is in, and that's where you're going to find most of these changes going on for you. Full moons are a representation of a culmination. And all a culmination is something coming together, something completing, coming to an end. And or it could be the continuation of the process. Whatever it is you're manifesting, working on, goals, whatever it is you're trying to overcome, complete, it's there's a ending here, or some kind of major acknowledgement of that manifestation, whether it is that you have to work more, you got to do more, or again, you've completed it, you're graduating, you're celebrating, um, or it's over and you're starting something new. So the new moon in Gemini at the end of the month is going to be pretty powerful as well. I can't wait to talk about that one. But you're preparing for that new moon coming in 2 weeks. And then 22 degrees is a Capricorn degree. Um, and so this can represent dealing with long-term issues, again, structures, whatever it is you're building, legacy, um, goals, personality, style. I mean, it's going to be in different places and spaces again for everybody. You really want to know what house it is. It gives more story to what it is maybe going on for you. I also did do some horoscopes for the full moon. If you want to go check that out on my IG page, that'll give you a little bit more information on how this could be playing out for you. But whatever house it's in, it wants to build a strong foundation, a structure around that. It's also ambition, mastery, responsibilities, being mature, making adult decisions. This is very much about adulting, um, and mastering our emotions. Scorpio is a water sign, and they feel, become very psychic, intuitive, have dreams, seeing signs, symbols, and synchronicities. They're trying to tell you something. They're showing you something. It's your responsibility to decode that information and take action steps towards it. Or better yet, Scorpio wants to investigate any new ideas or new paths or opportunities that are coming in, but you do have to take action, responsible action, something that Uranus is kind of, again, it's a shock. It's really kind of like a thrust into a new reality, a new world, a new path, essentially. And so Uranus might not really give you the opportunity to investigate too long. Um, it's going to be something that you have to feel into as opposed to overthinking, getting overwhelmed, mental fatigue, sleeping, tired, feeling drained. If you're having any of those feelings, I'm telling you right now, that is an indication that you're not doing this right. This is more like upbeat, happy. You do it because it feels right. It's balanced. It's equal. It's reciprocal. It feels good. Taurus on the opposite end of this is pleasure, desires, your self-worth. It matches your fly, your new personality, your new life that you're trying to build, whatever that is, that attraction. Uranus is going to thrust you right into it. Like, yeah, this is where I belong. This is where I want to be. And feeling grounded in that decision because you're overfilled with joy, love, peace, harmony, hope, um, these kinds of things. And you might not really know fully and completely where it's going to lead you or why you're even changing. You might have had something else set up for yourself, but something comes into your life unexpectedly, Uranus, surprisingly, Uranus, like an electric shock, and just blows your fucking mind. And now you're like, you know what? Fuck it, because this shit makes me feel good. I'm going with this. And so it's really about following your heart, and what makes you feel good, right? But still be mature, grounded, and responsible, asking the right questions, having the right conversations, and doing the necessary things to check in on that process to make sure it still feels good, it still feels right. It's aligning with who you are and things of that nature so that you're not, essentially going down the right path or making the wrong decisions. Your intuition would kick in anyways and kind of tell you, um, you know, something ain't right, or this doesn't feel good, or it's very uncomfortable. You'll know. You'll know. Um, And so we're mastering our emotions, building powerful, long lasting goals, embracing change without fear, being more mature, taking responsibility for our emotional, physical well being. Um, and Scorpio is a fixed water sign, it's ruled by Pluto, and it lives in the eighth house. And so there's always this dichotomy with fixed energy. Um, where there's a shadow side to the fixed energy that can be so fixed that nothing changes, and this will cause people to act in very manipulative ways, very avoidant ways. They're hiding things, keeping secrets. They move very stealthy. Um, yeah, they move very like, I think that's the right word, stealthy, stealthy. They're more like covert instead of overt. They're not out loud. They're just like testing you, probing you, monitoring you, spying on you, um, you know, watching you out the corner of your eye. Um, Not so trustworthy, just waiting for that moment that you make the wrong move. This is like too good to be true type of stuff. Um, this could be self-sabotage, um, and not believing. This could also be like literally not believing in God. We know Pluto is the underworld, and it will pretty much do anything to despise God, although it's really the opposite. But I'm not even going to get that deep into this. Maybe I will later, but ideally, what the devil does, what the underworld does, is it'll have you believing that what you're seeing is true instead of trusting in the God in you, the light in you. Um, and so you really, really, really have to be careful about over extending yourself, over giving, um, being taken advantage of, allowing people to play in your face, and also seeing the truth about that too. Instead of looking at something like somebody's trying to attack you, you might want to change your perception to, are they? Or is this bringing up my fears and things that I thought I dealt with that I haven't? Instead of pointing the finger immediately at someone, look at yourself, look in the mirror, address how you're feeling about it, sit with it, investigate it, probe it, um, assess it, um, until you come up with, well, an answer that also includes you taking responsibility for your feelings and emotions, right? Because this energy is um, it's complex. It's just not as easy to see, and you really do have to feel through something. Um, and are you doing something that's making this person, place, or thing react to you in the way that you're reacting to something, you know? And that can be real hard. Accountability can be a motherfucker. Can be a motherfucker, right? But if you start there and work your way through it, you're going to have better results with this full moon than what this could actually be, which is again, fighting, arguing, burning bridges, saying and doing things you can't come back from, conflict, again, trust issues, jealousy, envy. And there's always two sides of a coin. There's always two sides of a coin. Is this person really jealous of me? Why? Why are they? Um, and assessing whether or not it's actually really you and something that you're doing, the way you're moving. This is about bettering yourself, using Alchemy is about taking some type of negative, low vibrational energy and manipulating it to look brighter, lighter, more positive. It really, really understands the lower expressions of people. And so Pluto can either, you can eat with Pluto, you can either repulse people and really piss them off, or you can draw them into you, um, inspire you, motivate you, that you can be that to people. And so you really want to pay attention to, what are you bringing up and out of people? And it doesn't have to be another person. It could be an environment, a place that you go, responsibilities that you have that bring these kinds of things up too. So I have to say that it's not, one size fits all. This is taking place. It's going to be hitting us from all different kinds of angles. But alchemy is about changing an ideology, a perception, a belief about something and turning it upside down. So the opposite side to that could be you're being in a relationship with somebody and you feel like you're being used. They don't really love you. They only want you for this, or um, they're trying to manipulate me. They want to control me. They want to have power over me. But do they? Because if you're in a relationship with somebody, there's going to have to be some kind of exception to what you two have agreed on, whether it's out loud or not. I think you should do it out loud, because when you're doing things internally, this is what causes people to react in specific kind of ways. You have to recognize that and realize that. So having conversations out loud, being vocal about your fears, what's uncomfortable, whose role, what role are you playing in my life, and what responsibilities come with that role. When you bring things to the light, now there's no secrets. Now everybody knows what they're supposed to do. So now if somebody's acting out of character, jealous, envy, not supportive, well, to get rid of that person. That's quite clear now, right? Because we had this conversation already. And it's not about bad or good. It's about protecting yourself, about not letting people play in your face, about not being manipulated. You know what I mean? These types of things. So boundaries, and things like that have to be set in order to avoid the lower expressions that this energy can definitely show up as. And that's alchemy, learning how to take a situation and turn it into something positive by the way you perceive it to be, by you looking at it because you have solutions, you know how to problem solve, you have a skill set on how to deal with something for the long term. And this is how you make things spread and reach to the future. Of Pluto and Aquarius is like very future oriented. It's like, I'm going into this knowing that this is going to be a lot of hard work, Saturn. Um, um, but I've mastered myself enough to stand in my power to be able to deal with this, because there's equal give and take, there's balance, there's openness, there's love, there's mutuality. I see myself in you, So this could get real funky if you're not paying attention, is all I'm trying to say. And so the positive side to fixed signs is that they can stay the course and not give up through obstacles and challenges. This is the Phoenix rising. I love the depiction of Phoenix rising. Anytime you see, like if you're watching a movie and you see somebody rising up with turmoil all around them, this is peace. Be still. This is recognizing the God in you. This means you know who you are. If people are acting out of character, you know it ain't because of you or what you've done or what you didn't do or what you didn't say, how you said something, because you're respectful, you're responsible, you're reliable, you show up. You're doing the things necessary to keep the peace, to compromise, to cup it full of over. Like you have enough emotions to give, to stay the course, to see things clearly, to take the right action, to solve a problem, to fix things, right? Right. And so, there's a strong need to step into your power in this during this full moon. I love this energy, right? I love this energy. Um, and so this full is going to have us focusing on our desires, fears, the truth, intuition will be heightened. Whatever's been sitting underneath the surface is going to be brought up to the surface so that you can deal with it. Um, and so the moon's not comfortable in Scorpio. And so there can be some intense situations that you have to face around your fears, anything old, hidden, suppressed, the things that we kind of sweep underneath the carpet. And it's going to feel like a process of purification, purifying our emotions. And Scorpio doesn't do surface level. It wants to go deep and uncover everything so that we can purge and purify anything that's disturbing what it is you're trying to build at this time. And the really good thing about this full moon is that we've been working on this, or whatever this is for you that's coming up. We've been working on it since the first Mars and Pluto opposition that we had in Cancer and Capricorn back in November. And so, again, this is where I'll get into the specifics a little later, but now that we're at a culminating point and we're releasing and letting go, because we understand this could be very liberating, empowering. It can give us strength to move into something meaningful. You might be reflecting on what was ending for you, facing fear, seeing things in a new light, understanding why it had to happen. And then on a world stage, we're definitely going to be seeing a lot of secrets and things that have been hidden and swept underneath the carpet come out, right? And so we can be exposing crime, anger, frustration, secrets. We're going to talk, you'll probably hear a lot of talks about the fires in LA, right? That happened right around, anything that happened from November all the way up until now can be coming back up for reinvestigation, a second look. Why did this happen? How can we prevent it moving forward? Political storms, and we've certainly seen enough of that. This could be electrical outages, more fires, more house fires, because that first Mars opposite Pluto and Cancer Capricorn, this is home, family. Definitely being wary about children, children in distress, things happening with children, conflict, arguments, fights with Mars and Leo and Pluto and Aquarius. It could be like gangs of people and distressful situations, or just, people protesting. Pluto and Aquarius is my captain planet placement. So, you're going to have those people like, we need to save the earth. It could be a lot of stuff like that. Or, mm, did I say electrical outages, power outages, more fires? Um, this could be like technological issues or breaches of systems and information. I'm trying to think, what else can this be on a world stage? Financial issues. So things with banks and stuff. I actually think with the Scorpio full moon, this could be good for the economy, to be quite honest. I don't see this being played out quite negatively financially for this period. We can actually see a hike in finances, but that's all to remain to be seen. But definitely the drones of war are beating for sure. And so we can hear more about things around war and diplomacy and having conversations about whether we're actually going to go to war, who's in charge. Again, identifying roles and what responsibilities come with those roles. A lot of discussions around that. Um, and then on a personal level, being aware of these stresses that are outside of us and how they can affect our personal relationships. Addressing financial roles, doing the shadow work, clearing up debt, paying off bills, addressing ancestral patterns, home and family matters. This could definitely be anxiety. Be careful again for children, kids, teenagers, and things around suicide. Trigger warning, I don't typically like talking about stuff like that, but these things can come up. Um, um, Feeling overwhelmed by this new beginning. It could be keeping you up at night, wondering if you can make it, if you'll survive, having doubts. Can I afford it? Is it worth it? Um, um, this could also be like a collective awakening. You know, where people who are actually doing the work, you're always going to have those people out there spitting knowledge, trying to encourage others, um, doing alchemy. Instead of seeing what's going on with the world, knowing that this is just a distraction, do not let this distract your come up, your glow up, your opportunity. This is like if you were trying to covertly sneak into a place, the best time to do that is when somebody causes an altercation, right, with the people that you were trying to break into, and that's your moment. That is your moment to sneak in and do the things that you were trying to do. And so when you think about it from that perspective, this is an opportunity. When people are fighting, they're not paying attention specifically to you. This is your opportunity to sneak in there, get some shit done, take care of some goals, very stealthy. That's the word I was looking for. Very stealthy. Move stealthily. This is chess, not checkers. And so making sure that you're looking at situations um, in a way that 9 times out of 10 are opposite than what you're really feeling, which can be really hard to do when you're not somebody who takes accountability, when you cannot look in the mirror at what role you're playing in the altercation. Um, how to diffuse an argument, your enemy, your opposition, play the game. This is chess, not checkers. And so being mindful of that, standing in your ground, it's going to take somebody really strong to be able to see this perspective, because Scorpio energy it's just so complex. It's not what it seems. And you have to be able to know the difference. We talked about Mars and Leo. This could be your dating life, your sex life, your casual sex life. Pluto can be about sex. Taurus can be about sex. And so, have you been celibate? Is it time to awaken that beast and jump into something? With caution, obviously, right? But if you're having breakouts like acne, like when women are on their menstruation, these are signs that they know, well, something's coming. Something's out of balance. Something needs to change, right? Addressing these things, acknowledging these things allows you to solve a problem, be prepared, be aware what's coming, and so ultimately, I mean, the bottom line is that you could be having sex for the first time, or first time in a long time, breaking the seal of something, moving to the next level in a relationship and a friendship. Something is expanding beyond the boundary of which it was in, or where you might have felt stuck, stagnant, or boxed in, not really knowing where to go or how to deal with something, or you were investigating, right? You were looking at the pros and cons, you were checking your list uh twice, doing the necessary work to build on something more solid, um a solid foundation. So your dating life can be changing and transforming. Your creative projects can be changing and transforming. Um, your uh, beliefs can be changing and transforming. Your worldview can be changing and transforming. Your children can be changing and transforming. Um, the way you perceive things are changing and transforming. And it can be very, very exciting and empowering. I can talk about that all day, but I think I've done enough. Changing your hygiene. That's not what I was going to say, but since it's in there, so just leave it at that. But changing your health and doing some more exercise too is. And so this Scorpio full moon is going to be opposing Uranus and Taurus. And this, again, sudden surprises, breaking free, healing old wounds, and stepping into your power. This can be very impulsive actions that push you forward. Pluto and Aquarius push you into the future. Uranus push you into the future. And they can be very strong instincts that lead to a new place that you haven't been before, you've never experienced, you have no idea what to expect. But again, it feels good. It can be very exciting and grounded. You'll have the urge to break from restrictive situations or relationships. You're focusing more on Taurusy things like security, your value, your self-worth, your money, your budget, your investments. Again, legacy. What are you leaving behind? Scorpio is about death and transformation. So what has been left behind for you? What information, knowledge, or wisdom do you have that you're passing on from legacy, bloodline, or just wisdom, knowledge, and information, past situations? What have they taught you that you can now teach to others or pass down to your loved ones, your bloodline, your legacy? Um, um, you know, focused on security, starting new and fresh, shocking revelations, new choices, new opportunities, a higher path. If you're choosing the lower path, this can be the intensity of this can feel like your brain, somebody is squeezing your fucking brain. And you can lose it. You can really lose it. I'm laughing. It's really actually not funny. The mental health and health issues that come with holding on to pain, fear, um, and not releasing, not letting go, not letting that explosive exciting energy come up and out of you, or frustration and anger, however you want to call it. Either way, holding it in, either way, it can lead to health issues. And so you really want to pay attention to your body, and understand what's happening. It can really help you release, um, and let go of things. And so you'll feel ready to take action because it matters to you, because you've learned something, because you've grown, you have peace now, you have self-acceptance. It's because you want this, you're committing to it. And because, again, it creates some kind of balance for you. And then you have the full moon square Mercury. And so this could be like guarding against expressing yourself in an overpowering way. Be careful for conflicts, arguments, trying to prove you're right. Again, looking at something in another way. I really did talk about all this stuff. Look at every new idea to understand the root cause of something so that you can resolve it. Being flexible, open-minded, and letting go of control actually gives you control. You get more bees with honey. And so it's not what you do, it's how you do it. It's not what you say, it's how you say it. And you're alchemizing, you're manipulating energy. And Yeah, that's how, I mean, I hate to say it that way, but that's just the way you're going to get your way. But, some people are going to see that in all different kinds of ways, but it's really always up to you. However you want to see it is the outcome you're going to get until you learn that you are the master of your life, you know, by listening to the God in you, your power, what you're good at, and expanding on that. The moment you surrender to that, it puts you in that phoenix rising energy. It elevates you. And so, yeah, man, I really do love this energy. I hope this was helpful. Um, you gotta let me know your thoughts on this one, guys. I think I'm gonna have fun with this, but as usual, I love and appreciate you. I hope you found this information helpful. Peace.